Welcome to Talk Flicks with Boss Chicks. I'm your host, Crystal, and today we're going to be analyzing the movie #Alive. First of all, I just gotta say, if you haven't already, subscribe and like our channel. We look beyond the plot and look at themes. I was so happy to see some Asians on screen, by the way. We need more diversity on screen. So this South Korean zombie flick was directed by Ai Cho, starring Ain Yu and Shin Hae Park. It was released in 2020 on Netflix. It's actually one of the top 10 films this week, which I'm very happy about. This film follows the lead character, Oh Seung-woo, in his journey of survival in a zombie apocalypse. Jong-woo is trapped inside his apartment as the world around him turns into zombie land. He thinks he is the only survivor left, especially after hearing a voicemail of his parents who were out of town being attacked and presumably killed by zombies. After a few days, he loses the internet signal, runs low on food, and has no ambition to live. But he is inspired not to kill himself when he realizes a neighbor across the street in a similar high-rise apartment is still alive. And together, they forge a bond and help each other stay alive as the zombies try to attack them. I really like that this film just got right to the point. There are a lot of zombie movies out there, and they just kind of go a little too deep into this. These zombies here are looking for some fresh meat. A lot of the zombie movies just take too long to get to the good stuff. And let's be honest here, we're all just here to see the zombies twitch and contort their bodies and say, and bite people. It's like we're not looking for anything more complex than that, okay, to grab our attention. We don't need to know how the virus came to be or who created it, because we already know who did it. It's the government. They always do, okay, and they always will. I saw that some people were complaining about the character being very shallowly developed with no real backstory, but honestly, I feel like that's okay. All that would have done is just make the movie longer than it should have been. And this movie was a perfect runtime of 1 hour and 38 minutes. Movies like this just make me smile, because that's really all you need to tell a story, especially a zombie flick like this. Really, we don't need all that extra. The first half of the movie, Jong-woo was wearing this pink shirt, and I just kept wondering, why this color? It was so odd for a male to be wearing this pale pink color. But I think he gave a bit of character development that people, I guess, were looking for, but didn't look close enough to see. And he lacked masculinity at the beginning. So that color kind of represented that. He was unsure of himself. He didn't want to man up and do the things he needed to do, like kill the infected guy that jumped into his apartment without his permission. Jong-woo was pretty much a stereotypical protagonist from a zombie flick. He went out and fought zombies when he didn't have to. He dropped his weapon before entirely killing zombies or threats. He was very stressed out, but always seemed to be able to compose himself for the video blogs that he did about his journey. It was like he didn't know how to be completely authentic. He was a guy that played video games. He was a gamer. And the thing that kind of bothered me is that he, before the internet went out, would be gaming instead of coming up with a game plan on how he was going to survive this. And I'm going to just tell you, when the internet went out, I really felt bad for him. That was pretty much like death. Like, there's nothing more tragic than the internet going out forever. Like, this whole survival would have not happened. He survived a couple of weeks. I probably wouldn't have lasted too much more than a day without the internet. Like, there's nothing else to live for after that. It's just over. This situation Jong-woo was in was interesting because it seemed like when he tried to help people who were being attacked, it always kind of put his own life in peril. And it just made me realize that I don't think people are as willing to sacrifice themselves to help someone else. And in situations like a zombie apocalypse, I just don't know if I would either. This movie has some super good acting in it. The main character, John Woo, was very authentic to me. That ugly cry he did when his parents got killed, I feel like that was very, very realistic. When you have a breakdown like that, and I think we all have kind of had something similar like that, that ugly cry is exactly how it happens. That's how it looks. Also, the zombies were amazing. Like, that was the best zombie movie I've seen in a while. Like, the zombie acting was the best, hands down, that I think I've seen for real. The body contortions, the broke ankles sliding on the ground, the expressions. It was just really, really masterfully done. Like, Icho did a hell of a job directing that. It was great. I like the little insider jokes of everything being wireless, and then in an apocalyptic environment, your technology is useless. And that damn Apple, they always take the headphone jacks out the phones. So everybody was screwed. Like, this situation was like a nightmare if you were an Apple user. When John Woo finally teamed up with Kim, it really made me happy because she was kind of like a boss chick. And this situation really just kind of exemplified that. But what I really liked was finally there was a movie, a horror movie, where people stuck together in crisis instead of immediately splitting up or taking on everything on their own. This movie starkly contrasts with American zombie movies because there is a serious lack of community. And it really makes me angry because this is an example of power and unity and conformity. But everyone just wants to do their own thing all the time here, even if it's not in the best interest of the community as a whole. And we have to move away from that mentality if we're going to be successful. This is why we're in a situation right now with Corona. We have to work together, not against each other. The main theme of this movie, which is why it's named #Alive, is because both characters had to realize their determination to survive and will it into existence through action. Sometimes you just have to step out there on faith, and it is so much easier and comforting when you can step out there with a partner that you know has your back like a bra strap. So I just really love that they weren't satisfied just staying in their apartment surviving. They wanted to live. They got rescued because of the faith that they had and that true desire to live and the unity. So overall, I give this film an 8 out of 10. It was refreshing to see some new faces. The story just got right to the point. The portrayal of a strong, woman and zombies that were truly terrifying. The only suggestions I would have been to see a little bit more of the family life of John Woo and Kim, the lady that lived across the street from him. But I would definitely recommend this movie. If you like zombie flicks, you will definitely love this movie. So that's it, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. And don't forget, like and subscribe to our channel. So, peace and unity.